Dear Birdman of Alcatraz, I'm unsure as to how to address you, whether it be Mr. Birdman or Mr. of Alcatraz. I'll call you Mr. of Alcatraz and hope for the best. God owes me one anyway after that munitions wagon caught fire. Mr. of Alcatraz, let me cut straight to the jib. Birds keep flying into my tent and purchasing themselves up in the highest point, and even with some coaxing are often unable to get out, covering all my artefacts with bird defecano, and eventually dying. For my sake, and the sake of the birds, please do send advice on how I can persuade said birds to leave my tent and find a nice tree or horse's head to sit on and clean, in a symbiotic relationship, like a cat and a cat fancier. At the moment, I have a bird that won't come down from one of the horizontal poles. You know, a stick, not a Polish person. I estimate its wingspan to be 2.5 Prussian yards. Katswal, would you say that? 2.5 Prussian yards? Yes. 2.5 Prussian yards. I'd very much like to train this bird to sit on my forearm or shoulder and attack any nearby Frenchmen, possibly confusing them or attacking their eyes. Would that be possible, or would I need to raise the bird from an eggling? If impossible, I will be glad to just help the bird exeunt my tent. How wonderful it must be, Mr. Birdman of Alcatraz, to be so isolated on your own island, so near to Francisco, in your own bird sanctuary, doing nothing all day but studying birds, occasionally firing a cannon into the sea, just so the city always remembers your terrible presence. By the way, I really liked you in that play with Michael Keaton. Additionally, Mr. of Alcatraz, do you know Bilgewater? Isn't that man a little weirdo? Also, what is the best way to get bird shit out of wool? Thank you for your advice on dealing with the bird in my tent. Yours, flightily, Lieutenant Colonel Anonymous Bilgewater.